In 1974, the federal government enacted a national speed limit, 55 miles per hour. They did this because we were having an oil crisis, and they said it would save energy, that 55 miles per hour was the optimal speed for an auto engine to perform at in terms of the balance of speed and efficiency. Now, they later disproved that, and they figured out that you get basically by holding in at 55 miles per hour, you get about a 1% gain in energy efficiency, which is roughly equivalent to just putting a little bit of extra air in most people's tires. And that the impact on the cost and the time of transportation, particularly think about long haul truckers, making them go 55 miles an hour on these long stretches, it was costing the government, it was costing the economy so much more than it was presumably gaining us, even during the oil crisis of the 70s. So then they switched the argument and said, well, it's about reducing fatalities, it's about driver safety, speed kills, they said. But the fact is that as the average speed limits across the United States increased over subsequent decades, traffic fatalities still went way down. Partly because people just had more of an awareness of safe driving in general, but also and primarily because of just improvements in technology and making safer cars. Here's why I say all this. I'm not here to talk about history really or transportation policy, but I believe that in the 70s, sort of destructive idea was planted in our minds. And I always grew up, I was born in 1979, and I always grew up being told that slow and steady wins the race. And a lot of older people kind of try to counsel young people to not be in such a hurry, don't be in such a rush. And I think we come by that idea organically because it's just sort of a natural response. We usually say, oh, well, let's slow things down, then we can solve problems, right? And so in the 70s, they said, well, let's just slow all the drivers down, and then we won't need as much oil, even though there was no science to support that. And I think a lot of us go through life feeling like we need to slow down so that we can get a handle on things. And I want to suggest to you that in the 21st century, in the world that we live in, the race is to the swift. Slowing down is not a formula for success in the world that we live in. It's a passé idea. It's cute, it's quaint, and it's wrong. In the world we live in, you need to be in a hurry. It doesn't mean you need to be in a rush. It doesn't mean you need to be sloppy. But if you want to have an awesome life, if you want to do really cool kick butt things with your life, get busy, get in a hurry, get going. Don't hesitate, don't wait, don't slow down. Don't think that you need to take time to evaluate and deliberate and cogitate and ruminate and wait. You need to go. You need to go now. You need to do the thing now. This idea of 55 miles per hour, total hogwash. I believe that we as human beings, we have a battery cell, and it is going to run out, and we are supposed to burn. We are supposed to burn fuel. We are supposed to go. We're like a performance car that are just engineered to go fast. And I believe that's what we are as human beings. Why are we all trying to slow down? It's bad policy. It's bad policy for the roads, and it's bad policy for our life. You with me? If you notice how people start putting their Christmas decorations up like at Halloween, it's because we're so excited to get into la-la mode where real life doesn't exist anymore, and it's all food and presents and celebrating. I don't know why we waited until the end of the year to have any fun. Why don't we just pepper our fun throughout the year and still get after it and still crush it and still make things happen, and not set ourselves up to need a New Year's resolution to make up for all the debauchery and neglect of the past 2 months. People are in such a hurry to slow down. They're in such a hurry, and I realize the irony of saying that, they're in such a hurry to wait. And I want to suggest that we reverse that, please. It's some of us, it's really hard to process. Like, what's the date now? It's November, I'm shooting this video. And I know that for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be pulling my hair out. I'm going to be wringing my hands because I can't get anybody to do anything. I can't get any business done because everybody wants to check out. We take like 2 months off. It's lunacy. That's 17% of our life is the 2 months of the holidays, right? And we're just going to chill? No, let's get after it. Come on, people. There's no 55 miles per hour. It's bad policy. There you have it. Just get after it. Come on, let's do it. All right, see ya.